Hello and welcome to Neil's Spanish Flybox. Happy New Year to you y feliz año nuevo. I hope you're all recovering well from your exertions last night. I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking all of my subscribers for allowing me to reach my target by the end of the year. I hope there'll be many more to follow. During the month of December, I committed to tying videos of perdigons. During that month, I mentioned several of them being ideal for dry dropper or for duo nymphs. Now, the dry fly that you use for dry dropper or duo nymphs are obviously equally as important. And my dry fly of choice for that is the red baron. Now for me it's a bit of a misnomer because I don't actually tie it red. I used to tie it with red CDC, but I was fishing with some Spanish chaps as I normally do, and they told me that the original colour was Bordeaux. Now for me, Bordeaux, whether you drink it or whether you tie it, is claret. And that's what I'll be tying mine with today. And that's what I've been tying with ever since that conversation. So, to tie the fly, you'll need a claret body material. Now that can be SLF or it can be seal's fur. I'm actually using hare's ear. For the towel, Coq de Lion medium pardo. For the wings, a couple of CDC feathers. These are brown. And the tying thread is black, and this is 12/0. So let's get to tying the fly. I'm going to start it just behind the eye, a couple of mil behind the eye, so that I've got space to tie in the wing and the thorax. Now this is a very handy fly to have for both brown and rainbow trout. Right, there's about half a dozen fibres there to tie in. Now you don't want these longer than the shank of the hook, so just bring that back a little bit more. There we go. And tie those down to approximately where the barb would have been on this barbless hook. I'm going to take one turn underneath the fibres to lift them and to separate them slightly. It gives them a better profile for the fly. I'll trim off the butts. Now, when you're tying with some of these rough and coarse hair, like seal's fur and also with hare's ear, you do need to wax your thread. That wax I've had for, I don't know, must be for 20 years. You don't need a lot of it though. I'll just put on the claret seal's fur. This is a size 14. And the amount of body material that you put on is entirely up to you, depending upon the size of the fly, of course. Whatever material you use, with the exception of CDC, you will require to have some sort of floatant to keep the fly in the water for a long period of time. I'm just going to trim up some of these longer hairs, hopefully without cutting the tying thread. There. Right, now I'm going to tie in the CDC wings. The two CDC feathers I've married up, and both facing the same way, curving up in this instance. And I'm going to pull down these longer fibres, because it's those that we'll need. And cut off the tips. Like that. And tie them in. Just make sure they're still together. That's it. Just tie those in and slide them back till we get to the fibre. And when we have pure fibre, we can tie down the rest of the stalks and trim off the butts and tidy up. Right, having now got the wing, I'm going to tie in a little more dubbing for the thorax. Put a couple of turns behind, which will help support the wing, keep it upright. And a couple of turns at the front. I'll try to separate them in half. Don't think it really matters exactly whether it's half or not. A figure of 8. The front, one behind. There we go. I'm going to tie in a citer as well, which will be some red floss, which I'm going to double over. And then double again. Tie that in, pull that back and tie that in as well. And create the head. And tie off the fly. I'm going to put a little bit of super glue on there, just to ensure that the tying is secure. Don't need a lot. Right, I'm now going to trim up the citer. The length of the citer is entirely up to you. And now I'm going to trim up the wings. And just give them a little trim. Do a little bit of hairdressing here just to keep things neat and tidy. And there you have the Red Baron. Or let's say my version of the Red Baron. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider being so. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.